Justice League, written by Scott Snyder, is an epic tale of, well, epic proportions. It tells the story of the Justice League having to battle against the Source Wall being broken. The Source Wall, for those of you guys who don't know, is the edge of the universe in the DC universe. And during their last adventure in No Justice, they broke it. And the very properties of the DC universe are being broken due to that. So now they are seeking the answers to the multiverse. Where did it all come from? Where did this universe begin? Well, we did the first storyline and then we covered Drowned Earth, so it's time to get back to those answers. Where did everything start? Today we're going to be covering issues 14 through 16, and you have found yourself at the Comicstorian channel where we do complete stories. We take some of your favorite pop culture lore and break it down into an audio drama to allow you to keep up to date on your favorite stuff. Let's get on with the show. When we last left off, the event known as Drowned Earth had happened, and the totality was taken away from our heroes. Now, with the loss of the totality, Earth's heroes are trying desperately to learn the secrets behind the unknown subject. And that quest for knowledge has taken Martian Manhunter, Hawkgirl, and Green Lantern John Stewart to the far reaches of space, to Thanagar Prime, to seek out the Martian Keeper. As the three fly down closer to the planet, John looks around at the massive city, stating that he's only ever heard stories about this place. It's pretty rare that the sight of a place lives up to the dream of it. Hopefully they won't have a problem with them coming. But before John could say anything else, Thanagar Prime's guards, the wingmen, fly down with their weapons drawn, telling them, "Halt!" Martian Manhunter tries to tell the guards that they come in peace, only seeking answers. But the guard shouts, "Many have tried and none have succeeded. Now yield!" Hawkgirl readies her mace, stating that she's really not in the mood for yielding. Are you ready, boys? But before the brawl can start, a voice calls out to the guards to stand down. They are threatening the Justice League of Earth. They have saved the multiverse more times than one could count. We will be gracious hosts. The wingmen lower their weapons, and as Hawkgirl asks who's there, a woman flies down telling her, "You know. My name is Shiora Hall, Empress of Thanagar Prime and the last of the Thanagarian Empire, and I welcome you to the secret core of the universe with a solemn heart." She looks directly at Martian Manhunter, stating that she is sorry, but the one that he seeks, the Martian Elder, she is dead. Shiora then leads the three through the city, stating that she is terribly sorry that they have come so far. The Martian Elder was a kind woman. She even consulted with her when they took control of their world back from the mad god Onimar Sin. She lived to see a brighter Thanagar, so at least there was that. Please forgive her. She should have sent word the moment that it had happened. Martian Manhunter tells her that he understands and there is no need to apologize, but that's when Hawkgirl stops the group, spreading her wings, telling Shiora to look. The multiverse is dying and they need to know everything that they can to win. The nth metal in her wings has been glowing bright and strange with a map to something on them. Please state that there is something on them that she can understand. Or maybe there is something in their vaults to help them make sense of what they need to do next. Shiora stares at the wings quietly, stating, "By Chthon. The design is beautiful, but I cannot read it. I feel bad that you've come so far looking for answers and I cannot give you any. At the very least, you have arrived on the eve of the Great Thanagarian Festival. It would be an honor if you would attend as honored guests." So later that night, as the three of them stand alone, John looks at the architect, stating that he's got to pick the brains of these engineers. Hawkgirl tells him to marvel at it all he wants, but there is something wrong here. Her history may be complicated, but Shiora was the wife of Carter Hall, one of the incarnations of Carter Hall. So if it's true, shouldn't they be the same person? How can there be two of her, two Hawkgirls? The laws of nature aren't working here. When one dies, the next should be reincarnated. It's the lore of the Hawk individuals within the DC universe. Martian Manhunter asks what does she suggest. Forcibly pry answers out of the leader of a planet whose help they might need as the multiverse creeps closer to death. Hawkgirl walks away, stating, maybe she's just being stubborn or stupid, but damn it, she will find out what's going on here. Hope they pack something formal. As the night begins to fall over the Great Gardens, the people of Thanagar Prime gather in celebration, and Hawkgirl asks Martian Manhunter if he's okay. He tells her no, he supposes no. He was mourning. Not just at the loss of answers that he hoped to find, but to now be the last survivor of the Martians. Hawkgirl then asks, how about they dance? She has danced in every human civilization that he's ever heard of, and at least 5 that he hasn't. It'll help take his mind off things. Martian Manhunter sighs, stating that there was a dance on Mars that he never quite mastered. His wife, on the other hand. So Martian Manhunter pulls his arm back, telling her that he can't. And that's when Shiora walks over, asking if they're enjoying themselves. Martian Manhunter phases through the ground, telling her thank you for inviting them, but he must excuse himself. Shiora asks Hawkgirl if she interrupted something, and Hawkgirl says no. But Shiora tells her that she can sense that she is lying. Why is that? So Hawkgirl pauses and then says that she just doesn't really know. She has lived hundreds of years, and out of all of them, she remembers that they were spent with Carter Hall. One of Carter Hall's lives was her late husband, Carter. So in theory, they should be the same person, but they aren't. Shiara and Hawkgirl should be the same individual. However, the same can be said about her. She saw something on the wings, didn't she? Shiara tells her that it's not a star map, that she is sure of, but instead it's something bigger. Hawkgirl yells, "You're still lying!" And Shiara places her hand on Hawkgirl's shoulder, stating, "There's no need to lose your temper." But at that moment, Hawkgirl sees something and says, "Oh God," before flying off. Shiara calls out asking what is it, and Hawkgirl tells her that it's nothing, she just needs to go. She then telepathically yells at the Martian Manhunter, telling him that they need a side link now. So Martian Manhunter connects with John, and as soon as they do, images of the Martian Keeper can be seen in chains, led by Shiara and her wingman. John asks, what is this image? And Hawkgirl says that she's not sure, but when Shiara touched her, she got this memory. But that doesn't matter. The Martian Keeper is actually locked away deep in the vaults. So the three of them gather together quickly, with Hawkgirl telling them that there's some secret, something powerful and dangerous, and it may have to do with the totality. The answer is behind the door to the most secure vault in the universe. And that's when a voice shouts out to them, telling them that they will never learn it. Take down the Earther heroes! The wingmen shoot by, knocking all three to the ground. And as Hawkgirl's mace is taken, Shiara asks, do you realize what you have set in motion? The simple act of seeking the truth is sending ripples throughout the universe. For the multiverse to survive, some things must stay secret. Isn't that right, my love? Standing over Hawkgirl's body is the not-so-dead Carter Hall, the savage Hawkman. But also, at this time, back on Earth, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman have to face their own problem. The injured Starman is rapidly gaining power, and he's about to explode. Back on Thanagar Prime, Carter holds up Hawkgirl's mace, and Shiara tells Hawkgirl that perhaps she will find it in her to forgive her in the next life. Do it, Carter. Carter gets ready to strike, but just then the person Carter is holding turns back into a guard, and she shouts that she isn't the Earth hero. Shiara asks, what in the seven heavens? The Martian got into our minds. Everyone to the vault. As the wingmen gather themselves and take flight, Shiara tells Carter that soon she will restore him fully. She won't let the Justice League destroy all that they have built together. Carter listens, but doesn't respond. Elsewhere in the city, Martian Manhunter removes the veil, reverting the three of them to their normal selves, and Hawkgirl yells that she is so sick of these damn secrets. She held the totality in her hands, saved her from Lex Luthor with a universe of power flowing through her wings, and she still doesn't know why. And now Carter? Martian Manhunter says that it is strange. Carter had no mental shield, but his mind couldn't be accessed. Perhaps it's time that they cut to the dark heart of this place. John then says that with all due respect, this is Thanagar Prime. He's heard horror stories about the vaults here, like how robbers get trapped for decades with no escape. Hawkgirl then asks, so the space cop doesn't want to rob a bank? Shocker. John throws his hands up stating, whoa, it's more than that. This is a violation of sovereignty, particularly if the Corps has a treaty in place with Shiara. Martian Manhunter asks, what if what Hawkgirl saw was true? What if the Martian Keep is held against her will? Would that suffice? John tells him, hell, if it doesn't, it should. It's not like they can exactly take my ring away from me at this point. The next morning, lines of aliens form to seek entry into the vault, with one group in particular depositing a rather large shard of the dead planet Krypton. After all the security checks are cleared, the wingmen bring the aliens to their deposit room, and a hand slowly reaches out from the shard. It punches down onto one of the guards, and a second later, John, Hawkgirl, and Martian Manhunter all burst from it, having snuck into one of the greatest vaults in the universe. John says that he really needs to brush up on his isotopes. Making kryptonite out of sheer willpower isn't easy. None of them should hug Superman for a couple of weeks when they get back. The three quickly dispatch the guards and the aliens, but as they fall, Martian Manhunter hears a voice calling to him, telling him that it was foolish of him to return here. But Martian Manhunter, in his mind, yells to the Martian Keeper, telling her, we can hear you. Guide us to your location. As he flies up, she says that their weapon, the risk is too great. But Martian Manhunter says that they should learn the truth. They have to. She has kept it from him when he last came. He must understand what is actually going on in the entire universe. But before they could get too far, Shiara flies down, stating that this is the problem with the Earth heroes. They think that they have the right to any corner of the universe. They do not consider the cost of their actions. Hawkgirl asks her, oh yeah, you're one to talk. You made some kind of sick deal to bring back your dead lover. What did that cost? Shiara shouts that Thanagar was destroyed. She used the power here to rebuild a barren bank into a glorious new capital for their empire. She brought together the greatest powers of the universe. Thanagar Prime protects a secret that stretches the history of the multiverse. We have a right to defend it. And John tells her, funny story, you're all under arrest. Just then a voice calls to John telling him, sorry, but that's not gonna happen. And the three are blasted with green energy. Kilowog stands there holding his ring out telling them, actually, it's you three poozers that are under arrest. And I'm gonna need your ring and a full debrief on whatever the hell you poozers have been up to. As John begins to fight the other Lantern, Shiara charges at Hawkgirl, and Martian Manhunter phases through the group and into the vault. Martian Manhunter looks at the Martian Keeper, bound and locked up with a strange device on her head, asking, what have they done? The Keep says that it's called the Absorbicon. It carries the collective knowledge and memory of the Thanagar race. It has long been one of their most powerful artifacts, but now it is much more than that. It is the key to Thanagar's survival. She told them to run, but if she has to die this day, she will be glad that it will be at the side of a fellow Martian. Now, listen close. To protect a great secret, the people of Thanagar Prime have wielded a great lie. Anamar Sin began the work, but Shiara eagerly took over. When the source wall was broken, all the nth metal had become far more reactive and far more powerful. Absorbicon can make memories real. It takes a great mind capable of holding all of their history and culture, and that is why she was captured. Carter Hall is a lie. The city above is a lie. If others knew how weak Thanagar had become, they would turn on them. Martian Manhunter then asks, what truth would they be so desperate to hide? And the Keep says that the reality that exists before them is not the first. It is, in some ways, as much a lie as Thanagar Prime above them. There was a multiverse before this one, and its creator, she is coming back. The myth spoke of a universe before their own, a universe shaped into a predatory state by an all-powerful cosmic mother wielding the 7 energies of creation. It was the story of a perpetual universe, dark and dangerous, designed to never die. It was the story of its creator and how she fell. The Malthusian scientist Krona ordered every piece of evidence gathered. They would suppress it, study it, understand it, and prepare. From one end of the galaxy to the other, they would hide her mark, the signature of her true power. The story of Perpetua was the most dangerous secret in creation, the individual that had created the multiverse before this one. And it should never be allowed to come to light. Should the meaning behind her symbol ever be unlocked, she would rise again. Martian Manhunter says that he doesn't understand. He thought the symbol originated from Mars, or at least the top aspect of it. It stood for justice. And the Keep then goes on stating that the line across represents the source wall. The 7th line beneath represents the dark energies of creation that were sealed away by Perpetua. The 7 lines above represent their most positive aspects, unbound and vibrant in the universe. For all of history, the balance has remained positive, but the old energies meant to be locked away for eternity. They are reawakening, bestowing new and terrible power upon individuals. Even what Shiara has been able to do with the Absorbicon, to rewrite reality itself with the memories that Thanagar once was, would be impossible without those energies freed. However, she is dying. She is dying, and there is so much more that needs to be known. So listen close, for when I pass and the illusion of Thanagar Prime falls, chaos will unleash itself across the universe. As Hawkgirl and John continue to fight outside, the Keep too continues her stories. She goes on stating that as time passed, the Malthusians evolved into the guardians of the universe, and the knowledge of Perpetua was hidden here on Thanagar Prime. However, the guardians still feared that she would one day rise again. There was a part of the myth that spoke of her great army, a dangerous and predatory race that dominated her universe. That race was built from the DNA of humankind and Martian kind blended together. When the universe was put right, Perpetua locked away. Their species were split apart. Humans carried the fire that Perpetua sowed in them, but it left them weak in body and mind. Martians carried the power that she instilled, but feared the fire of passion in all of its forms. Despite the Guardians' efforts to keep all of this secret, a small group of Earthmen unraveled the truth. The scientists understood that they were less than they were meant to be, so they found the means to pierce the veil of time before Haranmir's curse took their people, so that they could use Martian DNA to re-engineer her army. You see, this is the part of the story that I so desperately wish to hide from you. The abominations formed by the human scientists, they would never be possible without the source of DNA that they pulled from Mars. It would never have been possible had they not abducted you, Martian Manhunter. He steps back, shouting, "What is it that you are saying?" And the Keep tells him, "You've seen glimpses of yourself as a boy in a cage. You know I speak the truth. Do you ever wonder why, in all their planet, only you were saved by Airdrill's experiment? You were marked by the story of Perpetua. The lie served its purpose and has run its course, and now the secrets that covered it are laid bare. You are ready to face the truth. Though I cannot hold on any longer, Shiara is pushing the power to its limit. All that I know is passed on to you." Martian Manhunter screams out, "No! You cannot die!" And the Keep tells him, "I survived the death of Mars, survived tens of millennia, thinking my species had been lost, only to find you, rescued through time. I'm glad to have met you, to have known you. The symbol has two meanings, doom and justice. You must tell the multiverse which shape to take." Just then, Shiara breaks into the vault, shouting that she will not allow this. She will use the Absorber Con to rewrite reality through the Keep. She will make her young again so that she will live forever. And as the Keep passes, the knowledge is passed on to Martian Manhunter, and the walls of Thanagar Prime begin to crumble. Shortly after, John flies in with Hawkgirl, Kilowog, and Kilowog asks, "All right, what the hell is going on here?" Martian Manhunter holds his head and says the world is destabilizing. He then grabs onto Shiara as she tries to rewrite reality, telling her that she must go. This power will kill her. She thought she could master it, but she never could. The only way forward is to rebuild, openly and honestly, and if she does not, she will doom what is left. Shiara releases a blast, knocking everyone back, and then she takes off the Absorbicon, stating that she is sorry for all of this. Let the universe see it then. Let them see how weak Thanagar truly has become. Soon the wingman guards turn to dust, and she tells the image of Carter that she created that she doesn't want to say goodbye again. She falls to her knees, stating that she was trying to do what's right, and Kilowog says, "Okay, now she's under arrest." Hawkgirl tells him, "No, this isn't right. The universe is terrified, and it has every right to be. Locking her up will solve nothing. We just need to get out of here before." She stops her, telling her that they can't. The disturbance has triggered the locks. They are sealed down here. There's no escape, and it's hopeless. And that's when a voice tells him, "No, it isn't." Part of Perpetua's symbol shines as a portal begins to open, and through it, Starman, followed by Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, step out. Starman looks at Shiara, and Hawkgirl says that it's strange seeing them like this. As Shiara says that she's never met him before, Starman reaches into her chest, pulling out her essence. He tells her that he knows that they've never met, but he still knows her. The totality broke the chain of resurrection, splitting her between two lives. Perpetua didn't want them whole. Shiara asks what is he doing, and Starman says what he was sent here to do, to make things right. He releases the essence into Hawkgirl, and as she stands back up, she says it's like a piece that's been missing in her since she died at Shiara Hall. It's back inside, but how? Starman says that there are many broken things in this universe. It's time they started fixing them. Shiara then asks, where does that leave her? Did he rip her soul out? And Starman tells her no, the soul is her own. He's simply given it back. Thanagar Prime needs a leader, and she can still rebuild it without the Absorbicon. So Kilowog leans in and tells John, I understand there's a journey that you're going on, and I get that. But next time there's some big, crazy cosmic crap and something goes wrong, don't be a poozer and call for backup, John. After bringing everyone to the surface, Starman opens up the portal and says that it's time to go back to Earth. He hasn't eaten since 1988, and this kind of power does a lot to you. Batman looks at Martian Manhunter asking, did he find what he's looking for? And Martian Manhunter thinks back, telling him, yes, I suppose. But I need to find someone who might be the key to tipping the scale back to justice. As everyone gets ready to leave, Hawkgirl notices Starman staring at her, asking, what is it? Is something wrong? And he tells her no. It's quite the opposite, really. I can see it now. How things are starting to line up perfectly. You're finally ready to fulfill your cosmic identity. It's time to fix the Source Wall. Now, the cliffhanger for this one actually means a lot more than it really kind of shows, because the next thing we're going to see is what happens when they do fix the Source Wall. Can they fix the Source Wall? And what about the Legion of Doom, Lex Luthor's little crew with Gorilla Grodd and Joker and Cheetah and all those individuals? What are they up to? Well, if you subscribe to our channel, we'll continue to bring you the Justice League storyline, as I'm a huge fan of it. And you can also give this video a like, letting us know, Benny, I want more Justice League. I want my JL. That's what I want. Also, hashtag Justice League reunion. We need to get them all back together. Also, while I'm at it, we also have our Twitch, twitch.com/ I got nothing. You know what? We do have Twitch, twitch.tv/eligible monster, where we do gaming, but I'm just rambling now. I was trying to think of a funny joke. Joke fell flat on his face. I got nothing. Now I'm just rambling, looking like an idiot. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.